Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on Nta News24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. The headlines. President Tinubu arrives Beijing, China on official visit. Nigeria's health sector reforms attract over $4.8 billion investment.
No nation can optimize its opportunities without investing in its health care. And for us, this is only the beginning.
And Minister of State Defense directs Army chiefs to move to Sokoto State to intensify onslaught against bandits in northwest Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu has arrived Beijing, China for an official visit. The presidential aircraft touched down in Beijing at about 9 a.m. local time. During the visit, the presidents will engage host President Xi Jinping on how to improve bilateral cooperation between the two countries, after which a memorandum of understanding will be signed. Besides his meetings with Chinese business leaders, President Tinubu will visit Huawei Technologies and the China Rail and Construction Corporation as Nigeria looks to construct the Abuja-Ibadan rail line. State House correspondent Musbah Damahab reports that the president, who is also the chairman ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, will on Thursday, 5th September, participate in the opening ceremony Forum on China-Africa Cooperation at the Great Hall. In just 15 months, the federal government's health sector reform programs have attracted more than $4.8 billion in investments. Vice President Kashim Shettima stated this at the inauguration of Sahad hospitals in Abuja. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
This is the 200-bed capacity healthcare facility, Sahad Hospital, with over 100 medical workers. It's part of the private sector critical role in unlocking healthcare value chain.
I am overjoyed to stand before you as we gather to witness the launch of this historic health facility.
Vice President Kashim Shettima at the inauguration said supporting such investment is part of the government's comprehensive strategy to address long-standing challenges and propel Nigeria's healthcare system into the future.
As the National Economic Council, which I chair, we have prioritized investments in developing Nigeria's human capital, with health and nutrition being one of the key thematic areas. Each of our state governors is fully on board. We have all acknowledged that no nation can optimize its opportunities without investing in its health care. And for us, this is only the beginning.
I'm also urging the hospital to liaise with other NGOs that finance medical services to less privileged people, so that the people of this community, particularly the indigenes of this area that have been displaced, so that we can be comfortable in Abuja, can have access to this hospital.
The present administration's healthcare sector reforms are anchored on a robust roadmap designed to tackle persistent issues that have affected the healthcare system for decades.
Today's event sends a strong message to all well-meaning Nigerians, both at home and in diaspora. We must recognize that healthcare is a collective responsibility. It is incumbent upon us all, whether in the public or in the private sector, to play our part in building a healthier nation.
We commissioned this hospital. We pledge to deliver patient-centered care with empathy and kindness, foster a culture of innovation and continuous improvement.
Partnerships with the private sector in transforming healthcare governance, improving population health outcomes, unlocking the healthcare value chain, and strengthening health security are part of reforms set out to boost domestic production of essential medical supplies and drugs. strengthen primary health care, and encouraging intervention, not just because it aligns with the Renewed Hope agenda, but also because of its far-reaching implications for national development. In Abuja, Abrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Minister of State for Defense Dr. Bello Muhammad Matwale has expressed sadness over activities of terrorists and bandits terrorizing Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina and Kebbi states and environs. Consequently, the Minister of State has directed the Chief of Defense Staff and other military chiefs to move to Sokoto, which is the headquarters of the GOC, Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina and Kebbi states, with him as part of an intensified effort by the federal government to rid the Northwest of the menace of banditry, kidnapping and terrorism. The minister says the move underscores the unwavering commitment of government to restoring peace and security to the region. While in the Northwest, they will supervise operations and ensure that Bello, Turiji and his bandit gangs are flushed out. He explained that the video of bandits celebrating the capture of an armoured vehicle was actually an armoured vehicle that was stuck in a waterlogged area, and late in the night the officers were asked to withdraw to avoid being ambushed by bandits, and later in the night the bandits went to the waterlogged area recording video of the armoured vehicle. He assured Nigerians that the government is ready to deploy all necessary assets to ensure that the criminal elements are flushed out and peace is restored in the communities. Community leaders as well as key stakeholders in Ukum local government area have commenced deliberations aimed at addressing the challenge of insecurity in the local government and its environs. Governor Hyacinth Alia, who attended the meeting, urged everyone to be sincere in bringing out facts and suggestions that will end the crisis in the area. Elias Itiaf reports.
Ukum, Kasnala and local government areas that make up the Sankara axis has over the years experienced banditry attacks and other forms of criminality, leading to loss of thousands of lives and destruction of government and private property. It is to address the situation and bring back the glory of the erstwhile peaceful and commercial communities that the meeting of key actors was held at the instance of the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Kasnala, Most Reverend Isaac Jogu.
We know that whatever we say here, whatever we conclude here, will usher absolute, integral peace in Sankara land.
This is a big challenge thrown to you, sons and daughters of Sankara. You know everything about this. Just speak to the truth. Accept to restore the lost trust. And then every other thing you want to bring to bear will come to be. Be rest assured of this. From the side of government, I am willing 100% to ensure that peace retains to your hands.
Governor Hyacinth earlier at the end of the assembly expressed confidence that the deliberations were fruitful. The governor, who announced that the subsisting dusk to dawn curfew on restriction of movement in the axis has been reviewed to the hours of 10 p.m. and 5 a.m., also disclosed that the Commission of Inquiry into the Ukum unrest has been expanded to cover the entire Sankara axis.
By the timelines we have all agreed and given, I will be getting back quite soon to take the next step. But the immediate thing that I'm requiring all the stakeholders to do and enforce is there should be no gunshots, there should be no kidnapping, and there should be no banditry of any form at all.
He urged all stakeholders to continue with frantic negotiations with all groups to return peace to the axis. From Kasnala local government area, Elias Itiaf, NTA News.
In the meantime, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tauri Lagbaja, has reaffirmed the Nigerian Army's dedication to upholding the country's constitution and promoting national values through security. This was at the closing ceremony of the Chief of Army Staff's 2nd and 3rd Combined Quarters Conference in Uyo. Evelyn Badu Ikbo reports.
The Nigerian Army Conference serves as a vital platform for evaluating the Army's activities, reviewing operational welfare and administrative achievements, and discussing policy implementation and projections. Chief of Army Staff urges Nigerians to collaborate with security agencies to ensure safety of citizens.
I assure Mr. President of the unflinching loyalty and commitment of the Nigerian Army to the country's constitution and promotion of our national interests and values.
He expresses optimism about the success of the housing scheme for soldiers, appreciating Akwa Ibom State for its partnership.
The choice provision provided by the state for the housing estate along the airport road shows the importance His Excellency's government places on the scheme. I am optimistic that with the assistance of the Akwa Ibom State government, the Uyo today will be another huge success.
Plaques were awarded to 3 senior-level commanders who were posted out for their contributions to the army. Evelyn Badu Epo, Nta News.
At the Headquarters Logistics Command Nigerian Navy, Ogara, Delta State, has conducted a range classification and arms firing exercise in 4 Brigade of the Nigerian Army in Benin, Edo State. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports on the implication of the exercise on the renewed drive by the military to further secure the nation.
Marksmanship is a critical component in the military and other security agencies as it enhances the ability of personnel to attack the enemy position fast with precision. This 3-day range classification and armed firing exercise is aimed at sharpening the officers and ratings proficiency in weapon handling, identify areas for improvement, and an avenue to test run different arms to enhance effective deployment.
Brigade Garrison.
The flag officer commanding Nigerian Navy Logistic Command Ogara says constant training eliminates troops bleeding during operations.
During the range classification, we'll be able to identify some of our personnel that have these enhanced skills, marksmanship skills, that we could use for, 1 or 2 operations. We'll also test our weapons because some of these weapons they are normal equipment, so you don't expect for them to be operating optimally all the time. So when we carry out this range classification exercise, we identify some of the weapons that have problems jamming during the firings and clear them.
And to the participants,
32 officers and 150 ratings participated in the exercise that seeks to promote teamwork, a core value in the Nigerian Armed Forces operations. Ismail Musa, Nta News.
This is the news at 10 on Nta News24. We'll take a short break. More reports in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. To address cases of load rejection by the electricity distribution companies, the federal government says $800 million will be released for construction of new substations and distribution networks under the Presidential Power Initiative. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu says the money will ensure the construction of substations for Lot 2 substations and distribution lines for Lot 3 at the cost of $400 million each. The Power Minister, who is on a facility tour of a power company in China, explains that Lot 2 of the project covers Benin, Port Harcourt and Enugu distribution companies' franchise areas, while Lot 3 covers Abuja, Kaduna, Jos and Kano distribution companies' franchise areas. Industry records show that recently the distribution companies rejected 1,400 megawatts of power, a development which the Power Minister laments more so as federal government sustains commitment to ramping up generation to 6,000 megawatts by December this year. Drugs worth millions of naira have been donated by Nta Tinubu through his pet project, Maternal and Child Health Intervention Scheme, to indigent patients at the Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, Shika, Zaria. Suraj Abdullahi reports that the initiative also witnessed the inauguration of a motorized borehole in the ancient city of Zaria as part of the drive to promote water hygiene and sanitation.
Child mortality remained a key health issue bothering both international health organizations and governments at all levels. Despite the decline of the scourge between 2000 and 2020, there remain devastating health disasters according to Integrated African Health Observatory. This could be as a result of multiple factors including lack of availability and affordability of essential medicines at the hospitals, coupled with other social phenomena such as poverty, among others. Intervention in such areas is key to stemming the tide. Hence, the donation of free drugs worth millions of naira to indigent patients at Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, Shika, by Nta Tinubu.
This initiative or intervention program is to ensure that at any one point in time in this hospital, maternal and child health care services can be rendered more efficiently.
The program has actually been going on behind the scene. We're only trying to give a formal structure to it.
Many patients do come to these hospitals without much financial capacity. But with these relief materials, it will go a long way in alleviating their sufferings.
The intervention also covers areas of scholarship, as Dr. Aisha Suleiman, a resident doctor, was supported with 1 million naira to enable her achieve greater feat. To support the drive of government towards enhancing water hygiene and sanitation, Nta Tinubu's intervention sank a motorized borehole at Banzazau area of Zaria City for the benefit of the community. The program continues across the country. From Zaria, Suraj Abdullahi, Nta News.
As Nigeria contends with unemployment, governments continue to roll out policies in support of entrepreneurship and non-oil exports. Non-governmental organizations like Naija Food Fiesta are taking it a step further by providing free training for over 2,000 youths in culinary, agriculture and ICT. Daniel Adiriye reports.
Food remains a critical necessity for human existence. But in a world where food security tips in the balance, Naija Food Fiesta, an Abuja-based charity organization, is taking the lead in ensuring food for all through empowerment in culinary, agriculture and ICT.
As a youth, I've seen what is happening out there, and I always see what the youth go out there. So I'm just contributing my quota. My NGO, you know, what we intend to do, or what we intend to continue doing, is to continue training and empowering the youths, which that's our own base, that's our own, what we choose from every other thing that other NGOs do out there.
Now, what was interesting to note was that every youth that will be trained are getting trained for free with a guarantee of certification. So I got talking with some participants to know what their expectations were.
I checked online, and the cost of most of this fee were 1 point something, 700 and 800, and I discovered that the kind of salary they paid me where I worked, I can't achieve that. So I just saw this online and I grabbed this opportunity. I'm so excited, and because this has been my passion and my dream to be on my own. So I believe that after this, I'm going to be a boss of my own.
So the big dream is like me owning my own pastry shop. Like, I really want it so much, and I'm getting it for free. And I really want to work as a private chef also.
I'm really happy for the opportunity. And just like I said earlier, I wish to have a kitchen someday. So I'm just going to put my best in this and see what comes out of it.
The Naija Food Fiesta charity event is the first in its series and will span across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. In Abuja, Daniel Adiriye, Nta News.
The heads of the civil service of Nigeria and the United Kingdom have agreed to strengthen ties that will advance civil service reforms in Nigeria. This was the outcome of a meeting between the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Didi Esther Wilson-Jack, and the UK Cabinet Secretary and head of the Civil Service, Simon Case, held at the UK Cabinet Office in London. The meeting focused on knowledge sharing and best practices to support Nigeria's ongoing reform initiatives under the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan 2021 to 2025, with emphasis on capacity building, knowledge management and enhancing Nigeria's Civil Service Week activities by drawing inspiration from the UK's annual Civil Service Live conference model. The head of the UK Civil Service committed to sharing insights on civil service developments while recognizing the value of learning from Nigeria's experiences. The collaborative effort is expected to strengthen the partnership between the civil services and enhance capabilities, as well as fostering mutually beneficial relationship. The meeting underscored the commitments of Nigeria and the UK to building efficient and responsive civil services with continued partnership and support in the years ahead, and agreed to explore exchange programs and study tours. You've been watching the news at 10 on Nta News24. Here is a recap of our top stories. President Tinubu arrives Beijing, China on official visit. Nigeria's health sector reforms attract over $4.8 billion investment.
No nation can optimize its opportunities without investing in its health care. And for us, this is only the beginning.
And Minister of State for Defense directs army chiefs to move to Sokoto State and intensify onslaught against bandits in northwest Nigeria. The quest for a revolutionized agriculture in Katsina State has taken the governor, Dr. Dikko Umar Rada, and his delegation to China to seal partnerships with leading agricultural equipment manufacturers. The visit was facilitated by Zhu Jianrui, Managing Director of Worka Nigeria Company Limited, and Ambassador Bernard Oshi of Ben 10 Equipment Incorporated, aimed at empowering farmers and ensuring food security in the state. He said Governor Rada means well for the people of Katsina State by first of all choosing to work with very competent partners on this life-hanging project. The delegation equally inspected solar panels, companies, power tillers and solar water pump and agriculture implements manufacturing firms. The governor's vision is to increase efficiency, precision and output for farmers while reducing drudgery and improving income. Consequently, the governor ordered the immediate supply of 400 farming tractors and 4,000 agricultural water pumps. Additional equipment to be procured include power tillers, mini tractors with mounted implements, rice planter and rice transplanter machines, multi-crop planters, multi-crop thrashers, rice millers, rice screening machines, rice perboilers, rice distoners, manure broadcasters, cornstalk grinders, fertilizer applicators, mobile soil testers, plant disease screening and direction machines and their accessories. Governor Rada's efforts to aim to curb banditry and terrorism by engaging youths in gainful employment. Well, that's the news at 10 on Nta News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adegunloye.